My story hasn't always been sad. I'm going to actually fill in some gaps for you today. Yeah? So I'm a country girl. I was born and bred in the country. We lived on 103 acres on the north coast of New South Wales, not far from Sydney, about 2 hours away from Sydney. 7 girls, 1 boy, mum and dad on the farm. Do you know that I didn't even know what a butcher was until I was nearly 20? Because we were self-sufficient. We grew everything on the farm. My mum used to make her own soap. She used to make her own shampoo and conditioner. She used to make her own mayonnaise, dressings, olive oil, tomato sauce. Everything we did, we lived solely off the land. When I left school in 1984, I had a dream to be an entrepreneur. I was going to leave home at 25. I had no reason to get married. I hadn't met anyone. So in my head, my parents always said to me, "You're a good saver." And I'd say to them, "Yep, because one day I'm going to own my own house." Because most of the people I went to school with rented, which was not a problem, but they used to hate being picked up, and they landed at this school, and 2 months later they would be in this school, then 6 months later they would be somewhere around the world, and I wouldn't see them. And thank God we used to write to each other. So I wasn't going to be that girl. And it wasn't about having my own home. It was about the friends in my town. I wanted to be there with them. I didn't want to lose them. So I made sure that I deposited money all the time into my bank account so I could do that. Now, just before I got sick, I worked on the farm. I worked before school, after school. You know the ice cream buckets you get? You know the big ice cream? They were about 5 litres then. I think they're about 2 litres now. I used to pick tomatoes, potatoes in the field, and I used to carry those buckets up and down the rows for my mum, so she wouldn't have to do all the walking. Before school and after school. Now in summer, it gets late. At 8:30, we still have daylight. So we would work until 8:30. I had no time to do homework. My father and mother would get called to the school and say, "Oh, Frank and Josephine, Rita's not doing her homework." And my dad would say, "Well, I've got 8 mouths to feed. My beautiful kids need to be fed, and they've got to work before and after school." We all had chores. That was normal in our household. And we never got paid a cent from my dad or my mum. What they did for us children, all of us, we always had clean clothes. We were always beautifully dressed. My mother used to curl our hair with a pen and spray it so her girls were pretty. She'd put ribbons in our hair so all her girls looked beautiful. She'd buy 1 bottle of nail polish so all of us could wear the same colour. She'd buy 1 bottle of Impulse so we'd all share it. And when they were finished, she'd go out and buy another one because she couldn't afford to buy 1 each. That's how beautiful my mum was. And my dad was tough. You know, my first job, I was a diesel mechanic. I drove cabs, I drove tractors. You put me on any machinery today and I can drive it. I didn't have the nail polish. All right, I didn't have the flower in my hair. And by the way, I wear that for my beautiful mother because after she passed, I made her a promise that I will wear a flower every day. Whether it's on my shoe, in my hair, I need to wear a flower every day. This is for my mama. But I worked on big machines. And I loved it. So when I got sick, that all stopped. I went from working 7 days a week, no holidays, not one single holiday. My first holiday was my honeymoon. Yep. So I worked I really worked hard. Where the money came in was that I used to sing and dance. So every gig I got, I would say to me, it's going to cost you $600 to have me there today for a wedding. And they said, oh, we can't afford that. Well, if you can't afford that, see you later. And they'd ring me up and say to me, we need you there, because as you can tell, I'm a bit of a show pony, but in a good way. And when you say to someone back home in Australia, oh, they're a show pony, they get so rude and, you know, their skirts go up and I think, oh, get over it. You know? So I think it's real. What you see here is also real. I've always been like this. Even when I couldn't afford to buy labelled clothes or, you know, expensive clothes, I always had beautiful clothes on. My mummy always made sure I did. And when I got sick, that entrepreneur of me came out. I started up a company called Barbie Barb. Barbie Barb Children's Entertainment, so I entertain children. Then I opened up Barbie Barb Magic School. So that's what I do now. I work as a full-time magician. And I'm in LA next year for Australia Week. Then I opened up the Barbie Barb collection, which is what we're giving you today. The bags and everything come from there. And I became a designer for that collection. So most of the products in my shop, I have designed and got them made. Right? And that kept me focused for a long time because I couldn't actually move because I was so sick. And I couldn't have kids because at the age of 23 I had a full hysterectomy. So I thrived on having everyone else's kids as mine. I made them mine. You know, at 23 years old, when the doctor says to you the only thing you can do is have a hysterectomy, get rid of everything. You know, have part of your bowel cut, part of your intestines cut, everything out. You know, it was growing like grass. You cut it, 4 weeks later, it's going to come back. So all I want to say before I leave today, when you get up in the morning, if you're depressed, if you're down, if you doubt yourself, I want you, and it works, trust me, because I've done it for a long time. I look at myself in the mirror, and I look at myself and I say, all right, I'm having a shit day, but geez, you're beautiful. Okay, love yourself. When you have the energy and the room to love yourself, you will find in your heart to love everybody else. And don't forget, there is always someone worse off than you. Every single person here has a story. Just remember, everyone has a story. Turn a negative into a positive. I want you to do one thing for me tomorrow. When you're walking down the street or wherever you are tomorrow, I want you to put that accessory that I was talking about yesterday that does not cost you anything. And get the reaction. If you don't get a smile back, give them a bigger smile. Okay? Then the following day, I want you to go and compliment a woman. Hair, makeup, nails, dress, whatever it may be. And tell me if that doesn't change your life. Thank you, and God bless.